Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Gaming. I'm Nathan, and today I'm going to tell you if this game's their time and bandwidth. Today's game is Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Oh look, another Persona dancing game right after I reviewed the Persona proper game. It's like this was a motif I planned on this channel for some reason. Did it pay off? Am I a YouTube star now? Probably not. Let's just review this game. Persona 4 Dancing All Night is available on PS4 and PS Vita, and while you can buy it on the Vita, it has this stupid thing on the PS4 where you can only get it if you buy the bundle that has Persona 3 and Persona 5 dancing. You can't buy it by itself. This is the stupidest thing ever, but we will get to that later. Regardless, this game is actually pretty long, about 10 to 15 hours. What exactly is Persona 4 Dancing All Night? Well, it's technically the first in the Persona Dancing spin-off trilogy, which is to say it's a rhythm game, but this time it also has a story mode. That story mode is told through a visual novel setting, which is fully voiced, which is kind of insane given its length. Essentially, some sort of shadow being is reviving the Midnight Channel to kidnap idols, and as you can imagine, Rise, now voiced by Ashley Birch, who sounds like Ashley Birch instead of Rise, but whatever, gets wrapped up in this whole mess. So the crew have to dance their way into figuring out what the hell is going on. In terms of a spin-off of Persona 4, it slots right in with the rest of the wacky antics the crew gets into and their other spin-offs like Arena and Q, with a surprisingly long, think 10 hours, story doing plenty of legwork to make sure it stays true to the various characters. Outside of the story, you have quick play, and that gameplay is identical to the rest of the trilogy. You have 6 possible buttons to press, matching them to stars as they align to the beat, with some requiring holding and others pressing at the same time. There's also Scratch, which is technically optional, but adds to your combo, and a fever meter, so you should probably hit those too. Playing any dance earns cash, which is where this differs from the other Persona dancing games, as you have to use cash to buy costumes as well as passive bonuses to activate, like granting more fever on scratches, etc. And honestly, that's basically the game. You have an extensive story mode or a quick play mode, but both are the same rhythm gaming experience you'll get from the rest of the Persona dancing games. What did I like about Persona 4 Dancing All Night? Well, as mentioned in the previous dancing game reviews, I really like the core gameplay here. It reminds me of those Miku games, which I also enjoyed, where it manages to be very simple, but lends itself to mastery through high difficulty play. Additionally, this collection has some fantastic songs, 30 in total, that really showcase why the P4 soundtrack is highly regarded. They also pull from things like Golden, the animation, Arena, and so on, so you get a ton of variety rather than being locked into just songs from the core game. And lastly, I like that this game at least attempted to have a story that connected P4 game and crew as to why they'd be dancing, unlike the P3 and P5 versions where they just gave up. The Mystery Squad also makes a lot more sense to do this dancing thing than, like, say, the Persona 3 guys. But all that being said, let's go to the bad. And while we're on story mode, while I do like that it has it, its pace is unbelievably lethargic, with literal hours of text before you do a single dance and the story just slogging along. The story would have definitely been a lot more interesting if it had been faster paced. Additionally, the game becomes a mega grind if you want to unlock stuff at the end, as just playing through all the tracks won't earn you enough cash for even the small percentage of the stuff in the shop. And lastly, the fact that you're locked out of buying this on a modern system without buying the P3 and P5 collection, and you have to buy them simultaneously. If you buy one of them first and the other one afterwards, you still don't get this game. It's an absurdly greedy practice, and I have no idea why Atlus and Sega thought this was a good idea. As you know, I rate games here on a 3-point scale: must play, maybe consider, don't bother. Like the others, this Persona 4 dancing game is a maybe consider. Now, it definitely feels like it had more effort put into it than the P3 and P5 ones, with its extensive story mode, attempts to align with canon, excellent and high number of songs, and massive amounts of voice acting. But if I'm being honest, the story mode kind of drags, and the shop system ends up leaning towards tons of grinding. That being said, core gameplay is still solid, so if you like the Persona 4 soundtrack, you will enjoy playing this game. And looking back, all 3 of these reviews could probably have just been one review, but I did them all separate for some reason, so I'm sorry. Kind of. Not really. I'll put them in a compilation or something, and then it'll be fine. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Are you sick of these Persona rhythm game reviews? Yeah, me too. Good thing this is the last one. Let me know what you think in the comments, but regardless, go play this one if you like Persona 4.